Now up to the sun, let's come together as one. They say you're not there, we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lova Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa City. I'm a bad and we own your people. I'm up on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Free land and liberty, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was raised in the slum, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the soil, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United, we stand, divided, we
What a way we'd like to welcome you this evening to the program Open Conversation. Open Conversation is a 2-hour current affairs program on ELBC 99.9. My name is Washington Stopper Jr. And this is how we like to say, what is the biggest thing happening on radio at about this time in Liberia? So wherever you are, you have the privilege, the opportunity to tune in and to listen to the biggest program at about this time. So Open Conversation comes your way every Mondays through Fridays. Let me now cross over to welcome my host. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Washington. It's good to be here this evening on this 10th day of August. We're slowly moving towards October, the biggest day in October, October 10th, and it's good to be here. Political season open, and a lot is happening in the country. So
Exactly.
it's good to be here to talk about some of those things that are happening. But before we go to what's trending in Liberia today, let's just tell you that our prime guest tonight on Open Conversation are candidates Tiwata Duo of the CPP and Janet E. Morris of the Democratic National Alliance, DNA for short. Those two women will be here. They're already around. They're going to be in studio with us this evening telling us, what they have in store for District number 12. So tonight is your night, District number 12. Listen to the two female candidates who will be in studio tonight to tell us exactly why they want to take the mantle of authority in that district. Let's go to what's trending today in Liberia.
Exactly. So tonight is District number 12 night. So let's start up with you today on trending issues. So Open Conversation, like always has a trend, how we discuss on this platform. The first thing is that we introduce our guest, and the next thing is that we go strictly into the trending matters of the day. So let me cross over
So what's
again.
trending from my end for the first one? I don't know why I always like to do this, but I don't think it really matters. But legislators are most likely to return from their break for a little while to give their fallen colleagues their last respect, to pay their last respect to their fallen colleagues. Grand Bassa Representative Hans Bashu passed off, and another former lawmaker from District number 6, then it was District number 6, but now it's District number 8, where the representative is Larry Yonkwe. But that representative, Jackson Say Finder, was the representative before Representative Larry Yonkwe, now who is in District number 8, but that district was District number 6. So the bodies of these two fallen statesmen will be laid in state on the 16th and 17th of this month. That's next Wednesday and next Tuesday and next Thursday. And so the lawmakers will come back to give these people a befitting burial. When a senior member of the legislature dies, the body of that person lies in state, and then they give them the last respect. So that is expected to happen next week. And we know that we're in political season, right? And so all of the political parties are gathering, are gearing up to make sure that they make their presence felt, that they tell the people that, okay, you need to vote us because of XYZ reason. Today, the Coalition for Democratic Change was in districts 9 and 10. We know of that because since last week, the CDC released her campaign activities for the whole Montserrat and all of the other counties. So that is out there, it's public information. And so today we heard last evening that the Unity Party would have also come up to name her campaign team today. That is what we know about. But unfortunately, that did not happen. The Unity Party refused to name her campaign team today. There are reports that there were clashes between rival political groupings today. And you go on social media, you see that there is somebody who got hurt as a result of that. What I want to say is that, the Unity Party said they canceled their press conference to name their campaign team on grounds that the CDC blocked traffic, and they termed that as an act of provocation. So in my mind, I was like, let us just be serious here for once. Mm-hmm. We followed the activities of the Unity Party live at the headquarters. What is it? The headquarters, you said?
District number 9.
District number 9. The first thing is Unity Party knows that CDC will be in district number 9 and 10 today. Districts 9 and 10 today. They decided to have their campaign, to name their campaign team or their activities for the campaign on their 9th Street headquarters. That is a sign of provocation, knowing fully well that you are abreast with the CDC's campaign activities, and you know that they will be in district number 9 today. And then you went to district number 9. Let's agree, maybe it was just a press conference, but that was not just a press conference. They rallied their supporters to their headquarters. You rally your supporters to the headquarters, knowing fully well that the Coalition for Democratic Change will be in that same district. That is, a recipe for chaos right there. They went there. They should have had their press conference at 2 o'clock, because I listened to the Spawn TV guy who was going live. He says, they told us that we'll be here at 2 o'clock. The press conference will start. It's after 3. The press conference had not started. Let's go back. Let's give you a little clip of what we took from the press conference, because even the Unity Party people were just there waiting for Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai, who was yet to arrive, and they started, begging people not to leave the headquarters. The press specifically, they started begging them not to leave the headquarters. I want to play that if you're listening to us, so you hear what exactly. If you're watching on social media, just look at what happened today at the Unity Party headquarters, where they were to announce their campaign activities. So there we see Tantan, right, vibing, the son of Joseph Yuma Boakai. Why is it? I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not hearing anything as well.
They're singing, but then I'm not hearing anything.
But just listen to the announcement, please. We're begging you. Hello. Just listen to the announcement, please. We're begging you. Hello. Hello. And they are complaining. Once we are on the program has started. You can start covering the side attraction already. You don't have to leave. You can start covering the side effect. No matter how many media people from one institution here stay here, will still do business with you. This is the home of the rescue team. Please don't go away from our program. This is the home of the rescue team. Please don't go away from our program.
You hear him right there, right? Please don't go away from our program. What kind of thing is that? First, you heard the son of Joseph Yuma Boaka Tantan there, vibing, and I think he made a song for his father's campaign. Good. You are announcing your activities. You had not yet started, campaigning because you have not, announced activities. So nobody knows exactly, where you will be, at what time you will be at this, at this place or in this community or this district. The Unity Party hasn't done that yet. Today, they were to do that. And they were doing that as we were told at a press conference. That press conference was, they had to rally people in the same district number 9 where they know that the CDC will be having a rally. For me, that is, a no-no. If we want to do these kind of things, then it's a recipe for chaos. We can't do this because the CDC is in district number 9. You know they're there. You have other headquarters. You choose to use your district headquarters in district number 9. And because you did that, there was a clash at Vamoma today.
You see, to be honest, very, very honest, all political parties and all participants in this electoral process must be able to respect the Farmington Declaration. That's the first thing. Let's be honest. That's the first thing. Look, if we must preserve the peace of this country and make sure that we don't retrogress this country, we must take into consideration the fact that Liberia is on a developmental trajectory. So if we don't want to disturb the peace of this country, what do? We've already gone to the Farmington Declaration, agreement to respect political rights and assembly. The first thing here is, you know very well that these are the two most political rivals, the Unity Party and the CDC. When these two political parties come together, there are always, some casualties. Take it or leave it. Because there is something that both parties are eyeing that, everybody, one of them needs.
It's not about what they eye in my mind, Washington. It is about, just causing disturbance. Let's call a spade.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, let's call a spade.
So if you went and sign up to the Farmington Declaration and say, yes, we're going to respect all of the articles in the Farmington Declaration that talks about respect for, a political assembly, talks about, not making statements to provoke, these are things that you do to provoke other political parties. Now, CDC has announced that they are going to be having their political rally in district number 10 and district number 9 on today. The Unity Party said that they are going to be making an announcement of their campaign team in district number 9.
Not their campaign team, campaign activities.
Campaign activities, I'm sorry. In district number 9 at their headquarters in district number 9. Understand?
That is a red flag. That is it. Yeah.
I'm trying to lay the premise. So if you understand, or if you know that the CDC is having its political, engagement in district number 9 on today, and you are cognizant of the fact that you sign up to the Farmington Declaration to avoid, these political casualties. Once you know that a political party, a serious political party like you are, is going into one of these districts, what you do, avoid, getting involved or getting into that political party. That was not observed from the Unity Party today. The next thing here is that CDC has already planned. We from last week, right?
We read
the activities.
And even last night we talked about CDC going in district number 9 and district number 10. So it's out there for the public to see.
For the sake of peace.
Yeah.
For the sake of the progress and the forward march of this country, you can do what? You can suspend that naming ceremony,
You don't have to suspend it. In fact, there are other
can change it.
places you can have
You can
it.
change it.
That's one. Two, you don't have to call, a crowd. You don't have to crowd people up to tell us the activities, your campaign activities. You
Exactly.
could just do a press release and send it out, and then people are aware.
see what happened today.
Yeah, it's
See what happened today.
CDC, not CDC, but Unity Party is trying to play, a blame game, and we think the National Elections Commission will have to step in quickly to avert, any future incident. NEC has a policy, and I'm sure the National Elections Commission has, the activities of the CDC, campaign rallies in this Montserrado County, because it's all out there.
It has
and they
been
have it.
posted.
Yeah, it is with the National Elections Commission. So it's on a first come, first serve basis. How in the world will you, as a serious political party that is not trying to find trouble, are you going to put your people out there knowing fully well that you have not even announced your activities? Nobody knows about your activities. You say you're going to have a press conference to tell us about your activities. Boom, you put people in the street just to have clashes.
Violence from every angle must be condemned.
It's sad. It's
We
sad.
are
It can't continue like
we
that.
are
It's
looking
sad.
at this country to be able to build our foundation and making sure that this country does not go back to where we are coming from. And these are instances that bring about the casualty that befall this country in time past.
Okay, so we hope that the National Elections Commission is going to step into this and make sure that everybody has their space and their time,
Exactly.
so that we don't retrogress.
Exactly.
Another thing that happened again, Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba had the audacity to get out today while he knew exactly that the CDC was in district number 10, even though it's his district, but nobody knows.
He has not rallied yet.
Nobody knows that he's rallying in that district, and even if he's rallying, he will never be given the chance to do his rally on the same day that the CDC was rallying. He put his people. He got out today. Let's hear if he even had anything to say, because it's like he just jumped out of his house and started doing whatever he wanted to do just to cause confusion.
You also saw the crowd. You also saw the crowd. You also saw the crowd for the president. Are you intimidated by the crowd? Are you intimidated by the crowd?
Another joker of a lawmaker. He just got out in the streets, put people out in the streets, and started, if you're watching him, if you're watching on Facebook, you see what he's doing. He's been asked by the journalists, and he will not even say a word. He's just dancing in front of everybody. If that crowd meets the crowd of the CDC, you can imagine what is going to happen. He doesn't even have a crowd behind him, just few handful of people. But again, if you try to make people angry, because that's what he was doing, that's provocation he was doing. And the NEC, like I said, needs to step in and make sure that, these things don't continue, because we have just started campaign. CDC is just in her third day, right? Is it the third or second day? Yeah,
It's
should
the
be the third day
third day,
today.
yeah, the first day.
And she's still in Montserrado County. She has not moved to another county. What I understood is that, all of the parties, according to what I learned, they are not going to be like rallying in the same county at the same time.
Sure.
And I'm sure it is because of these kind of situations. So the Unity Party needs to step up. They need to not crowd wolf when there is no wolf. When you yourself are making sure that there is a confusion, you want to bring confusion. We don't need confusion in this thing. You got crowd. That crowd should have been out there when Ambassador Barker came from the U.S. You guys did not go out there in your numbers to receive your standard bearer, but you choose to go out there today where the CDC is rallying just to cause confusion. This has to stop.
Confusion from
It
any
has to
angle.
stop.
Please, look, the fact of the matter is the Farmington Agreement must be respected. If we can respect the Farmington Agreement, it would tell the Liberian people and all of these politicians that, yes, indeed, Liberia is willing to go on a peaceful, trajectory. Here is it. Here is it. Now, the Unity Party on today. Look, for me, let's just be honest. The Unity Party on today, knowing fully well that the CDC has already, and you spoke about Representative Koluba. Look, there was no reason.
It's a joke of a lawmaker because
these are things that are happening in the country that will bring, about political provocation and enter us into casualty. And if we don't talk about these things and make sure our people understand and make sure that these things are talked about and we bring knowledge and sense to our people, these things will escalate.
Let's move to something else. I hope the Unity Party is going to.
We should discourage. Mm-hmm. We should discourage any political party from attacking one another. If you know that this man is coming in this district, what happened today with the CDC and the unit, my concern was about those people who were brutalized today.
If people were brutalized, it was because of the Unity Party. Unity Party had no reason for going out there when they knew that the CDC was rallying in that same area today. They wanted confusion. That's why they went there. People. So young people need to step up. They need to understand that there is no reason for us to fight because we're going to elections.
Exactly.
Because it's not about fighting. It's about going to the polls on October 10th.
It's about an exchange of ideas.
And vote for the person you want. You don't have to fight people because they don't support your party. We're not doing no crowd debate here. When Unity Party is ready and they have their time and they're given, the opportunity to rally, they can rally the whole country to wherever they want to go. But you can't wait until you have other people already gathered. Then you come and then you meet them and then there is confusion. So the president was in districts number 10 and district number 9 today. In district number 10, the president assured the residents of Peace Island that he will engage relevant agencies of government, including the Liberia Land Authority, on their behalf to ensure legal and rightful ownership of the land in the community. The land, he says, once the land in question belongs to the government, appropriate actions or steps will be taken to extend legal ownership to the squatters in Peace Island because they're just squatting there. He did that for the people in Margibi County, and he showed the people in Peace Island, and the people were so excited, that the president will say such a thing. Anybody will be, because if you're squatting and you get assurance that if this place is owned by the government, you can rest assured as your president, I am going to make sure that you own this land. It was something that the people in that district and Peace Island really, really took with all happiness. And so the president also took a jab at the standard bearer of the Unity Party. Yeah. I thought he was really, really strong today when he told the Liberian people that the former vice president and standard bearer of the Unity Party, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boaka, is not a person who tells the truth. According to him, the former president
Former vice president
of the Unity Party and now standard bearer in 2011, he lied. He said that he was going to leave the leadership because there was a meeting between the president, the current president, the former president, the vice president, and Winston Tubman. And in that meeting, it was said that the leadership after 2011, right?
2017.
After 2011 now, because former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf called him to a meeting and say, the next time, let's sleeping dog lie. Mm-hmm. And going forward, we will relinquish the leadership of this country to the young people. And that was the assurance she gave. And it is something that former Vice President Joseph Yuma Boaka, who's running now to be president, alluded to, that it's time now for the young people to lead. The president was trying to strike a point that, in these times, if you are an elder, you should always be able to tell the truth because the truth is what, sets you free. And he was trying to say that the former vice president is not a truth teller. He is not a person who has been able to help in any way Liberians, not from his county, not from the entire country. He cannot point to anybody. He was talking about his assistance he gave to young people, and when he was in the Senate, what he did as chair of the caucus of Montserrat County. If you look at his track record, you know that he is a person who takes development to his heart. He knows that he came up from the ghettos. He knows that he was poor, he was suffering, so he has feelings for the common people. But even though Ambassador Boakai comes from that same kind of life, but he hasn't had a record of helping people out of poverty. So there's no way he can rescue people. He even took a job at Cummings, Alexander Cummings. It was my first time today hearing him talk about, Alexander Cummings.
The first time?
Yeah, in that, anyway, it's campaign. So in that form and manner, that's what I mean. Not that he hasn't talked to him before, but at a campaign rally to throw jabs at your opponent, he was like, "You think leadership that to pour water in bottle and shake it?" The Coca-Cola. Yeah. Okay. So he says that even the Coca-Cola he's boasting of today, Coca-Cola left this country, and it is on his record as a president that today the people who are doing Coca-Cola and bringing Coca-Cola to this country, and the Fanta and the Sprite we're drinking now, it is because of he initiated that. He brought them to Liberia. So it's just a past glory that Cummings is trying to survive on, and the Liberian people should not listen to him.
Exactly. So what we do, we're not going to spend a lot of time, because I think I was just reading your lips, and I know that.
Let's listen to President Weir for a few minutes, and then we will open up the lines and take few calls.
Today we are going to bring miracles. Liberia is good. When the international community were leaving, Liberia soldiers were leaving, everybody said that Liberia will not be in good hands. The soldiers were leaving, everybody said that Liberia will not be in good hands when you are the citizens. Today we get peace because of you. Not be in good hands when you are the citizens. Now we are heading to prosperity. Today we get peace because of you. We got more hospital bed than ever before. Into prosperity. We cannot go back. This is our time, young people, first-time voters. This is our time. This is our movement. Let us seize it. First-time voters. For 171 years, we were the children, hoping that our lives will be okay. We will have free education. Hoping that we'll have hospitals around our country. We'll have free education. That never happened. It happened in the 5 years around our country. That young people that never happened took over this country. In the 5 years, that's young people took over this country. Join me, Liberians. Join me. The best we can do is to compare. Liberians, join me. The best. The best we can do is to compare. There's no face-off. We are the face-off. There is no rescue. We are the rescue. We are the face-off. No rescue. We are the rescue. We're not being personal, but I will tell you, Liberian people, if you can trust anybody, you can trust me. But I will tell you, I've never been ashamed to live with you can trust me. I live in your community. I've never been ashamed to live with you. I walk around in your communities. I live in your community. I know what is going on. That what I'm doing my best in your community to make sure. I know what is going on. That what I'm doing my best. Decent environment. I hope to best to make sure your community that you in a very decent environment. We walk in the community. You told me that you want the place to be paved. We walk and I said to you, give me a few weeks. That you want a place to be paved. I am talk and do. And I said to you, give me a few weeks. I am talk and do. We drove right back there.
Okay. So I think we could just go to the lines and take a few calls, and because we're already out of time. So the numbers are 0880 514 096 0880-514-096. We talk about the issue that happened today with the Unity Party and the Coalition for Democratic Change. The violence that happened today, we detest that. and we're hoping that all political parties respect the Farmington Agreement. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Brother Washington and Sis Vicky. How are you doing this
Good evening. Good evening, sir. Go ahead. We have just a few seconds.
Yeah, this is the answer Wapu, chairman for We Are One One Veteran Corps from District Power, most of the country.
Just go ahead quickly, sir.
Let me say thank you for your for those clips you played. Washington, those guys, we know what they did to all 2011. They are doing everything to provoke us to anchor, to score or destabilize this peace. But with all a ball, we'll hold on to the peace and we'll go into the election. It's like almost like the same story of the two virgin or the two young lady and a baby Gemma and a baby. What they did that what exactly going on, because the military know they don't have it in their hands, so they are calling to destroy it. At least we will get there and destroy it. And we're living with them and we'll tell them that yes, indeed, we are up for development, we're not up for power, because what at the end of the day we'll be together as one family.
Thank you very much. Let's get this person. We'll take maybe 2 more calls. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Hurry up quick. You have 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. This is Paul Sosa and I call from Boga Nation.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, the opposition, they think and say somebody who feet are already in the bush. They want for that person being trouble more in the country. I say no to that. They will not be here for them to bring any confusion in this country. There is a man who don't care for his own head because of greediness. And it's going to carry on operation, but the same people fooling him. Say, oh, let's go for the election. After election, you do your surgery in the United States. And he is said to his family not advising him. The people want to stay on him for them to get in power to be still in the country money to fall back to war.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's get this one. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Wow. Good evening. Good evening.
How are you, Mama?
Wow.
Marita.
Yeah. You see. The people doing it. My baby.
Marita, we're not even getting you. You sounding like your voice. You've lost your voice. We're not getting you at all. Yeah, and you're coming in broken. So we have to leave you at that, and we're not taking calls. Okay, while we try to bring in our guests, let me just take this final call. Good evening. Yes?
Yeah, and what is on? Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, thank God. Yes, I follow the altercation today, and I think it was appropriate that Unity Party would have gone to their party headquarters tomorrow, because already the itinerary for CDC and the president movement have been released that day. So one, they know that the CDC was going for campaign in District 9 and 10. They were appropriate that they wait for their announcement tomorrow, whereby that whole place would have been free. But I think the action today was now very, very appropriate. It's very on time. Thank you so much.
Okay. Let me see whether I can take this person. We're trying to get our guest in studio. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together. I go. They say you're not there, we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa City. I'm a bad that way, oh, young people, I walk on the fine way. Nabila, I love Liberia, oh yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah. I love Liberia,
fun, but I chill with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fall for the bone. True son of the soil, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I hold in your own. United, we stand, divided, we fall. So that's what I say when I come with ball. When I chill on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, that's joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got shown up?
I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Free line on Liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Ah, oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Ah, oh yeah, yeah.
And of course, I love Liberia. I know you love Liberia, and that is why all of us want the best for Liberia. Welcome back to Open Conversation, where we try to keep the conversation really civil. And this evening, the spotlight is on district number 12. We have 2 female candidates from that district as our prime guests tonight. Candidates T. Water, duo of the CPP, and Janet E. Morris of the Democratic National Alliance, DNA for short, are our guests this evening on Open Conversation. Good evening and welcome to Open Conversation. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Thank you.
What is your mic? Washington 5? Okay, great.
Okay, I'm good.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing fine.
Great.
Thank you.
And you?
I'm okay.
Wonderful. Can you please
Get to the
speak
mic.
to the mic?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
very good.
So, no time to waste. I'll give you each at least 2 minutes each to tell us tonight why you want to unseat the current lawmaker of District Number 12.
Okay, thank you so much. Once again, I'm Tiniel Wataduo, the candidate District 12, collaborating political parties. I'm indeed grateful for the opportunity to be here today. I would like to say to all citizens of District 12 that we are in this process to represent you, provide the requisite advocacy. We want to provide the opportunity so that you can have access to your lawmaker.
Okay, so that they have access to the lawmaker, that's why you want to represent them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear from you, Madam Morris.
Thank you for having me. Once again, it's a pleasure, being here. My name is Jenna Esther Morris, and I am a candidate of District Number 12, Monserrado County, on the DNA ticket. Now, why do I want to unseat the incumbent? Yeah, truth. Governance is not a place of play. And so when someone is there and not knowing what to do, so I think that person will have to need a check. And so we are coming in, that is from my end, to come and be able to lead the people of District 12 in a more better way to progress, to success, and to development. Because we know that development is not just limited at the center. It is supposed to be a sharing thing. And based on that, we want to come and be able to see how the people of District 12 can get what is due to them.
Okay, so you want to lead in a more better way, and you want District Number 12 to get what is due them. Before I come back to know exactly what you think is due the people of District Number 12, I want both of you to tell us something about yourselves, your professional and family lives.
Okay, thank you. Once again, I'm Tinel Wataduo. I'm married, 3 biological children. I have lived District 12 for the past 35 years. I started my life from the Stevie Tubber Estate, and currently I'm a permanent resident of Chickasaw Factory. I have worked with several schools and churches in District Number 12. By calling, I'm a minister of the gospel. By profession, I am an administrator and educator. For the past 30 years, I've been married with 3 biological children. I'm currently the candidate on the collaborative political parties. I declare myself as the political godmother of District Number 12 because the records are there. I have worked with over 8 different ministries in District Number 12.
Spreading the word of God.
Spreading God's word, impacting lives, providing guidance and counsel. And also, I'm also in the education sector, work with several schools. Currently, the proprietress and founder of the World Preparatory Elementary and Senior High School, a school that currently hosts the number of 800 students, tuition free, only registration. So I'm privileged to be on this platform to share what I'm capable of doing for the people of District Number 12.
Okay, great. Madam Duo tells us that, she is a woman of God. She's an administrator, and she believes that she wants to go to the national legislature to make the lives of the people better, and she will tell us how she's going to do that. Let's hear from you, Madam Morris.
Thank you again. Well, I started my life in District 12 when I was like 13 years of age, and that was like 1979, and attended the St. Louis Elementary School. Okay, from there, proceeded, went to do my late elementary in SDA, did my junior high in Zion, and then went to Monrovia College. Okay, then I was promoted to the 12th grade, and I had a vacation job, and that vacation job was elevated to a permanent job. And because I have been somebody who have been, ready to turn me right from there, I decided to have that permanent job and switch over to the night. And because Monrovia College did not have a night school, and so I enrolled at the AGM High School on the Old Road. And so I go to work, and then 5 o'clock, 5:30, I'm on my way to AGM. And that's where I graduated. And prior to the war, I traveled at the rumors of the war. Okay, then came back one way or the other, found myself in Nigeria, got married, and I'm blessed with 4 children, with 2 grandchildren. My last child is an engineer. My 3rd child is an engineer. My 2nd child is a lawyer, and my 1st child is an administrator. So far, that's it.
Okay, good. So you people are all, married women who want to run the district. But let me come back to you, Madam Duo. I hear you say that you are a woman of the gospel, and you are also an administrator. You deal with schools in your district. Isn't that too much of a job to do, and you still want to go to the national legislature? And I know your answer would be you can still do that and go to the national legislature. But I want to hear from you how you're going to continue doing the work of God, and then be at the national legislature. And to crown that up, because you got 2 minutes, you're going to tell me exactly what you want to do at the legislature for your people.
Okay. I have been in ministry for the past 33 years. Christianity is a lifestyle. Wherever you go, you represent Christ. So, for the administrative level at my school, my 3 kids, the 3 of them graduated, bachelor in education, and they are all running the school. I'm just there as a backbone and giving the advices how to carry it out. So I'm no longer at the forefront running the institution. My kids are doing it for me.
So you're looking for some extra job, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe that District 12 has lacked the opportunity to experience true leadership. From 205 to current, we have changed our lawmakers, 205, 211, and currently we have a lawmaker that is not even residing in the district. Upon his ascension, he traveled to Lofa to contest. So the district became vulnerable, and we believe that women inclusion into our body politics is very necessary. We have, for those of us who preach the gospel, we know that through creation, God gave the opportunity to a male and female to multiply, replenish, and subdue the earth. So every one of us have been given the opportunity to make where we find ourselves better. So my role or my desire to go to the House of Parliament is to contribute to my nation. Because any nation that will not include women, that nation is destined to fail. So I'm going there as a female to make massive contribution to our economy. Firstly, secondly, proper representation. Thirdly, we all know lawmaking is part of it. And I believe that when I'm elected, District number 12 will have a candidate or a representative of integrity. That is something that has been lacking over the years in District 12.
Well, who is a candidate of integrity? You say it's lacking in District number 12, and I still haven't heard from you exactly what, burns you, what gives you that desire? What is it that your district lacks that you want to see come to fulfillment, for which you want to go to the legislature? Proper representation, what is that?
Okay, proper representation. Now, in District 12, we have over 7 industries that are not giving back to the community. We have slums community that have not been visited by the lawmakers. We have disadvantaged young guys that have not been visited by our lawmakers. And every day we are confronted with situations that the lawmakers should be responsible for, but has not done so. So I believe that getting involved in this process, I will be able to fully contribute those things that are lacking. For example, we have never had a lawmaker that have been able to give quarterly report to us as citizens. We have not had a lawmaker that has been accessible to us. Whenever there is an election, the district always elects somebody from another era. Sometimes District 30, person comes to run in District 12. The moment they win, it goes right back. We have a very serious issue where I live, Chikizu Factory community. Chikizu Factory community is the largest community, and we are on government property for the past 30 plus years.
What are you doing there on government property?
Squatter right has been given to us. So one of the things I will be doing is advocating for our residential status.
Okay, advocating for residential status. Let me leave you at that. And when I come back to you, I want to know exactly, you talk about slum communities, but what are you going to do with those slum communities? Industries you have in the in your district, what are you going to be pushing? What do you want those industries to do in your district that they are not doing? I'm sure the people of district number 12 want to hear that from you. But let's go back to Madam Morris to hear exactly, what is it that she wants to do at the legislature for district number 12?
Well, thank you for the question already. Well, going to the capital, it starts from the district, okay? Because there must be things that are yearning that pushes you to seek for solutions. And then looking in the district, like I told you, I've lived in that district for the past 43 years. So that place is like my village. It's like my home. And so when you go, you come back and you don't see anything changing, that becomes a burden. And so those are the burning desire within me that really want to make me to partake in the lawmaking of my district, because I know little can be done without the legal powers. But when you have the legal right, then you can proceed in doing better things. And so based on that, the legislative aspect of my district come first. And that is why I want to get there, to be able to have those rights, those legal powers. That's going to empower me to make my own quota, visible. Now we come back and say, okay, what are those things that you think are lacking? We don't have, but now I think we are getting to a pace in life where districts should almost be independent. That is to say, you should have your district clinic, you should have district schools, almost every aspect of life should be represented in the district. And so we, or when I mean we, the people of District 12, are going to the Capitol building to go and have a look of the Constitution binding on the government to let us know what are our rights as a district, and those things should be given to us.
Do you need to go to the Capitol to look at the Constitution to know your rights?
No, what I mean about that is like when you going to the Capitol is like the constitutions are there. Like for example, talking about revenue laws, okay? Now the revenue laws state that we are to have, I think, 10% of income generated from the district. But those things are not working. So when I say going out in the capital, that is like, okay, when I get into the legislative arm of the government, I want to review those laws again and see what does the revenue law states. Why do I want to review the law? Because we come to see that there are a lot of factories in District 12.
Are you assuming that that is what the law says when it comes to the companies or industries operating in your district? Are you assuming, or is that a fact?
I'm discussing on the revenue law.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I hear you talk about 10%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not so sure. I'm not sure of that. But like I said, that
do you think you have to be at the legislature to know that? Don't you think you can have that information without being at the legislature?
Yes, I know that I can have it. That is why I have an idea on the percentage, but I'm not so sure of the exact amount. But I know that the Constitution have something there, that has to do with the revenue laws. And so
let's say hypothetically that is true. And what are you going to do to make sure that if you get to know that, 10% should be given to your district because industries operate in your district, what are you going to do?
Thank you. Okay, first of all, if the laws are there, okay, then we will want the government to please do as it is stated in the Constitution. Where it is not there, then I will want to visit, or I will want to pass a bill asking the government that, can you please give us a share of what is being produced in my district? Like I was saying, the companies are there, the factories are there.
What are those factories in your district?
Well, we have, you know, initially, even before now, District 12 is like a industrial area. We used to have the chicken soup factory, the matcha factory.
It's not there anymore.
You know, yeah. Those ones, that I'm just saying from, you know, normal days, we call it normal days. But, you know, from Decision, it has been a kind of industrial area. Okay. But presently, we know that they have the steel company owned by Jetty also. So Jetty is there, or SETI is there. Then one of the biggest market in Mosorado, that is the Gardnersville market, is also there. And that market we know generates a revenue also. And then we also
What will you be taking from the market if they're generating revenue? What will you be doing with it?
Okay. Now, the market they pay a due of a table. I'm not so sure of the figure, but I think maybe $20, $30 or $50. Everybody, every individual that sells in the market. Now, when you are going to take $50, multiply it by the number of sellers in the market, we know that it's going to give us some good amount. Now, what are you doing with this money when the market environment is so dirty? So
you'll be asking the market superintendent to do what?
The market superintendent do not have the power, because it is the government who is asking through the Liberia Marketing Association to pay these levies. And so,
who does the money go to?
That is where we want to go and check. Because as I'm sitting here, I don't know who the money actually goes to.
Do you think that the money they generate in the market every day for fees for selling in the market, do you think it goes to the government's coffers?
Well, I don't know who runs the LMA. Okay, so, you know, when you do not have the right to do a lot of things, you are not empowered to do some things. There are a lot of limitations. So, but by the grace of God, if we are elected to be at the capital, then it means that a lot of things, a lot of powers.
What will you do with that money?
We are not actually asking for the money. We want to know where is the money going to, and what are the dividends of those money. Now, if you are collecting the money from the people in the market, what is the benefit of those people who are generating those money? They have their children there. They don't have good toilets. They don't have clean environment. So probably we could look into that area. What do? Do we need to use their own money and give them a good surrounding? The market needs securities, because there are some people that leave their goods around there, and then people go there and vandalize and take. So we are going to go and visit all those areas. It may look like they are vulnerable, but it's because the law is not just working, the leaders are not working. So these people in the market, they also need security. How do we get the security for them? How do we use their own money to give them, you know, the pleasure they need? They are in the market. How do they go to ease themselves? All those things we're going to go into it, and we can come back to the government and say, look, or to LMA and say, look, LMA, okay, you are generating so amount of money. Can you please come out of what they give to you and give them some befitting toilets?
Okay, what else are you
Can you please come back and give them securities? Because the market is vulnerable, like I said.
Okay.
The reason why, because I'm a child of a market woman. And that identical Gardnersville market, we told the block for that market. When we moved in that area, they had a crew market and they had a Loma market. And my mother was a Loma woman, but in the crew market. And so when they wanted to build that market, when Joe was trying to build the market, we were there. If you see this is a wound. I was cutting pea feet from my mom neighbor. The person sitting beside my mom was selling P4. And the woman was not there. So when they came to buy P4, first me, I took the knife and I wanted to slice the people, and that's how it sliced my finger. So,
I see why you're passionate about the market.
Yes.
Women.
So we you see exactly. So we are coming on board for almost everybody. And if the time is given, just as you think I have passion for the market with me, you will discover that I equally have passion for almost every sector, everybody.
Okay, so what other sector are you looking to improve in district number 12?
Okay, we are coming on board. Education, like the people sell it in the market. Okay, a lot of them, they come to the market, they leave the children home, especially the younger ones. We want to come and see how we can be able to get them some elementary education.
How are we going to do
the
that?
foundation, how am I going to do that? Now, I normally say to them, we are coming with free elementary school. Now, how do I fund, or how do we fund that elementary school? I tell them A is government, B is the community, that is the district, C is me. So I will not be taking and not giving back. That is where the issues are. Because people only want to eat, they don't want to give back.
How are you
to the
going to
society.
give back to have a free school?
Okay. Now, when I first say the government, the district, myself, the government have something they call development fund. We're going to channel those development fund, not in our pocket, but for the development of the district. And what is a development?
You're talking about the county development fund or what?
There's something called district development fund.
How much is given to a district for development?
From what I hear, maybe like 30,000 or so. You know, I don't want to be specific. I don't want to be calling, you know, because whatever you say remains. So, but I'm just giving ideas of what are on the floor. Okay. So now I come back to say, okay, the people of District 12 are going to fund a lot of things by themselves, for themselves, not where it's going to have an impact on their finances. How do I mean? I have a project called the CDA. The CDA is the Community Development Fund. Now, this CDA, the district is divided into 17 communities. And now the 17 community, we in every community, we do have a chairman. So the chairmen are going to be having work to do. They are not going to be dominant. They are not just going to have the titles as chairman, and doing nothing. Because they have not been given the power to do their jobs.
What will you be making them to do?
So the chairmen are going to be in charge of the Community Development Fund. Now this community, I'm coming 1 minute. Now this Community Development Fund, we're going to create a card. Okay? This card is going to have the 12 months. And then I live in the JJY community. And every last Saturday of the month, I am going to go to the meeting of the CDA. So every landlord in the community will be present at the CDA meeting at the end of every month. When you are coming, we're going to vote for an amount. Is it $50 liberty that every house should pay it? Is it $100 liberty?
What would they be paying the money for?
This is what I'm explaining to you now. Is it $100 they want to pay? Now, if it is agreed on, okay. Now, every house in the community, when you pay this $100, you have a card in your hand. It's going to be tick that Morris have paid $100 in January. Then you go to the next family, you pay the $100. Now, that $100 is going to be having 3 signatories to that money. 2 from the community are making third. So all these 17 communities will have those money kept somewhere with 3 persons having to come and sign before anybody can take that money. The chairman is not going to have right over it.
What are they going to do with the money? That's what I'm interested in.
Okay, now those money in the 17th community is going to be in account or set aside, whether in Susu Cup or anything, but it's going to be kept in a secure place where nobody would be single-handedly going to take those money. Now, when we say we want to have free education, especially for the elementary, now probably we do not have money because by the time we get there, we face a lot of other things. Probably the government will be giving us, but when we don't get it from the center, then you call chairman in community A, please, how much do you have of that $100 will be collected? Community A say, oh, we have 20,000. Then community 17 say we have another 20,000. So when we do that, we have 17 of those communities. Now, 20,000 into 17 places. Then we come back. We need to pay the teachers. We're coming back to the $50 that have been paid by every horse in the district.
Is this something that you have already discussed with your people, or that's just your vision and you just believe that they're going to buy into it?
When you are coming on board, you must come.
So it's your vision.
You must come
vision
with a platform.
Okay.
Okay. So that's one of yes.
Platform.
So
okay.
yes. So we're going to give it to them because we feel it's for the development of the people.
Okay.
If they want it, it goes on. But if they do not buy it, then we let it lie low.
Okay, let me come back to you, ma'am, Madam Du. I heard you talk about, slum communities, and you talked also about the the people operating in your district, right? The industries operating in your district, and you talked about the disabled people and what have you. What is your vision for them? How are you going to make their lives better? And what are you going to do with the industries to make sure that the lives of your people are better?
I think every industry that comes into the district has to go through an understanding from the House of Legislature that has to do with contract agreement with the government. We call it concession agreement with the government. And in those agreements, there are things that are written that if there is no oversight, they go scot-free. So we're going to provide oversight. For example, the steel company in District 12 is being operated by SETI. We have Jetty. We have the pin factory in District number 12. And the steel factory is giving $50,000 Liberian dollars monthly to Chikisu factory community. They are only doing contracts and not employment. So once our citizen goes there, they put you on contract basis for 3-4 months. They, put you down and take another person with all benefit. Anything happen to you there, you are on your own because you are just a contractor. And the sound that comes from the factory alone, the smoke that is coming in the air, is disturbing the communities. And we are not getting anything. These are $50,000 Liberian dollars that cannot even be used to celebrate a K2 child graduation party. We have to wait at the end of the month for $50,000. Our roads are bad. Our drainages are clogged.
So what are you going to do when you get to the House of Representatives?
We're going to visit those agreements and make sure the responsibility is being given back. The responsibility to the community is being carried out. Because there is no
current responsibility, or you will want additional
plus what they already have.
So
there will be no concession with all agreements and benefits for the citizen. There is no government that will sign any agreement and say to the company, come and operate and carry all the money and my citizens suffer.
So what are those additional, responsibilities you believe that under your watch the company will be given?
Contribute to our education sector.
How?
Make sure they give scholarship to our children to go back to school. Make sure they help our women to empower our women. Make sure our young men are fully employed. Make sure They help with our road connectivity because SETI took Kota Road from the main Japan Highway right to the fence, the entrance of the fence, and that's all. All the other, where the truck passes, is only the place that they fix. And they are taking thousands and thousands of dollars.
How much do you think approximately they are taking from your community?
It will be over.
They're just up there operating a steel factory. How
Yeah.
much do you think they're taking?
I think they'll be taking over $2, $3, $4 million every month.
You're
Because
assuming,
they are
right?
the biggest steel company.
Okay, so
Yes.
you're just assuming.
Yes.
Do you people who want to lead the district, do you sometimes visit these companies and ask questions, or you're just assuming?
Now, it's not just about visiting and asking. Once you are not legally given the mantle of authority to question them, they don't feel they don't feel they need to answer you.
Have you asked the lawmaker?
The last time, the youth of Chikizu Factory had to block the entrance before they came to an agreement to give 50,000. The youth had to step in before they came to the agreement to give some of the citizens, 50 young guys, contracts in the fence.
Why haven't you asked your lawmaker?
The lawmaker is not available. If he was available and doing well, I don't think I'm going to go to run today. If he were doing the right thing for the people of District 12, we're all going to back on and let him continue his job.
Okay,
But can you imagine somebody is elected? The same year they got elected, inaugurated, 2018, the person is running in Lofa for representative.
Okay, so let me ask the two of you, and this question is for 1 minute, please.
Okay.
Why don't you support, because you both are females, why don't you support one female in the district? So why don't you support Madam Morris?
Okay.
Instead of, having two females with all the brilliant ideas you have?
We have 18 male contested. 2023, we had 20 male, and a male won the elections. We believe that the more women in the process, the better chance the women will have. If we come together as one, it's easier to break us. Because one
How is it
person,
going to be easier to break
it will
you?
be very, very easy.
The women are not many in your district?
The women are many.
So you guys can rally one woman to represent you?
No, but the men don't do that. The men come into the race 18 and they win. So
Okay,
we are all women.
So
we are all women.
50 women. You just go there, and whoever wins.
That's
right?
it. If we are 50
agree with
women,
her, Madam
we are
Morris?
qualified and competent, we can all go to the process because it's democracy.
Okay, so why didn't you support her?
Well, the question came to me before in a studio like this, and I answered it by saying, look, being female do not mean we have the same IQ.
Okay.
We don't have the same personalities. We do not have the same abilities. We are completely different individuals. We are just fortunate to be of the same or gender or sex. So the men are there. Nobody asks men to come together. So why do you ask women to come together? And so I don't see the question to be fair enough to women, because I think it makes us to feel more greatly lesser than the men. We are all the same. In fact, when
So
we
the
go,
idea is to make sure that a woman becomes the winner. So don't you see it in a way that if you women rally one woman and put your hands around her like the people did in Bapolu County, then a woman becomes the representative of the district? But you see it in a way, but I think you see it in a very different way.
no. What you are saying, you are actually in a supportive of the women. You are actually having that zeal to see that a female becomes what we are desiring. But the point here is this. The men are not, we all go to the same schools. We all go to the same schools. We do the same courses. We are even at times better than the men in class, And so when we come out of the classroom and get into the society, and the society think the men should be more, more higher than us when it comes to intellectual.
So it's about what
ability.
society
So-
thinks, and you want to make sure that what the society thinks doesn't define you. It's not about, what the question is about that you rally one woman to make sure that there is a woman leader because you believe that women can do better than the men can do. I understand that. What I want to know from you, I hear you say, what is your stronghold in the district?
Oh.
Besides the school, you know, and being your mother in the church, right?
Yeah.
The church. What are other things you've done for the district, and what is your stronghold? And I give you 2 minutes to answer that, and I ask her the same question.
Okay. Currently, I'm the spoke-lady of 84 women groups that are brought together called the Women Network for Empowerment. The total number of these women, they are 4,162 women. So for the past 2 years, we've been working to bring the women together and pushing the agenda that women must hold together and stick together. So I currently work with the Women Network for Empowerment. We were able to lobby around for the past few months and help them to get $1.4 million loan that they are currently having. In my own way, I was able to give them 200 seats in my school, the women from the Women Network, because I believe that
200 seats, what do you mean?
200 scholarships for the kids.
Okay.
Because there are some women who really don't know how to do business, but they have kids. So we are also helping.
Okay.
I used the Women Network to establish an office. And through that office, we're able to get a lawyer. When you have a case, as a woman, I help to provide legal counsel for you. The next thing there, if we have women having quarrel, because most of these SUSU groups, if a woman goes there and take loan and she can't pay back, her friends will want to, act hostile on her. So we step in, make peace, provide the funding, pay the person debt, and then ask the person to take the time to pay back to us. Okay. So those are some of the things we have been doing, most especially on the side of the women. The next thing is, I also work with the Destiny Recovery Program. It's in Battery Factory. We get on the street, get disadvantaged young guys, and take them at the Destiny Recovery Program for rehabilitation purposes. I've been in it for the past years, working, giving my support to the Destiny Recovery Program. The next thing, I'm also into...
30 seconds.
Yes. The next thing, I'm also into youth empowerment. That means creating training for young people.
What kind of training?
Especially it has to do with gender-based violence. Talking to them to take care of themselves as women. You have your goals ahead of you. You need to stay safe. Go to school. So those are the major programs.
And your stronghold is Chicken Soup Factory,
My
right?
stronghold is Chicken Soup Factory community.
Okay,
I'm
let's
proud
come
to
to
be a daughter of Chicken Soup Factory.
Let's come to you, ma'am. Your stronghold and what exactly are you doing, with the people in your district? What's your contribution to the district?
Thank you. Already, like I said, actually I look at District 12 to be just my people. And so, yes, I live in JJWA for 43 years, but I'm a person, I really don't have a barrier when it comes to human beings. So based on that, I got married to a foreigner. So I don't have limit of people. So the whole district is my strength, yes.
Okay.
So the district is my strength. I go everywhere. I'm everywhere. Okay. Chicken Soup Factory, I got my people there, and they are the one calling me. Today I was coming from all the time, and somebody was calling me from the Bannerville Junction end. We're waiting for you. I'm coming. The same thing, Chicken Soup Factory, I'm coming. Kadoma, I'm coming. I'm a humanitarian. By the grace of God, God blessed me. I was into shipping. And so I used a lot of that money that I had not to build skyscrapers for myself, but to invest it into people. And based on that, I decided that, look, I've been doing this thing undercover for a long time. So let me see if I can take it not as a part-time job, but as a permanent job, doing what's right for the people, helping the people. And so, talking about being a humanitarian, that's my profession. Scholarships are there. Just anything is my life. My life is just the people. Whatever way it comes, I am just there to receive it. And by God's grace, one thing that breaks me down is when I'm faced with a need and I just can't help. It breaks me down. And so my prayer day in, day out is that whatever that comes my way, at least if I cannot do 100%, God should empower me to at least do a 10%. And so District 12 is my district, and
How are
everybody
you working with the women in District 12?
I am with them. You know, when I was talking about the market, that is to just tell you my passion for the women. You know, my passion for
But
the
you
women.
have a desire to lead the women, like Madame Duo has been working with the women, with women groups in the community or the district. Do
Yeah.
you have a group of women you're working with?
Sure.
Do you have a group of young people you're working with,
Sure.
or it's just if somebody comes to you and say, "I need assistance," and then you can give them whatever assistance you have?
I do have women in my district. I have people in the JJY. I have women in the JJY community. I have women in
What's the name of the group?
Really, it's not out of front of the group, okay? But they come to me whenever they have needs. So they come, and when they come, in fact, I mean, they are just there, ready, okay? And I'm one person where I hate this aspect of publicity in speaking, you know, about giving to someone and you have to come and say it. So it's not really just
You're
about me.
running in the district. If you did something for people or you're working with people, the community has to know so
Yeah.
that they know the kind of person you are. It's not about talking about what you've done for people.
Yes, but Titi, can I come in? The 84 women groups, they are not only in Chikisu Factory. We have 4 groups, Swagger Island, 7 groups, NTA, 3 groups, Kadoma community. I have 4 groups, Basseltown, Meridian Center. I mean, all over.
So they are
even
spread
so-
across
So
the
they are
district.
spread across the district.
Okay.
And next week, Saturday, the 19th, they will be endorsing me openly. All my groups coming together to endorse me on the 19th.
Okay.
To tell the district that the women are ready. And this time around, 18 years, it is our time.
Okay.
So next week Saturday will be that program. You know, those are some of the things we are being involved into.
Okay.
You
So how do
can't-
you work with the disadvantaged young people
The disadvantaged young people. And currently, I
and
have
disabled people?
I have 18 children I'm caring for. I went at the United Blind School and took one of the blind kids. He's with me currently. And I have never met his parents before. I don't know them. I only talk to them over phone. I have a kid living with me that is from the disabled, which he's not too healthy. I took him from his parents too. And everyone in the community knows that where I took him from, he couldn't even stay. But he has been with me for the past 10 to 11 years. So my home is open. My kids are all grown up. All 3 of them married. They are all at my house. So the 18 kids that are there, they are just from different backgrounds. So when you enter the shelter, so you say, I'm looking for Moloduo. Everybody know Moloduo is available. So it's not just Chikisu Factory. We are all across the district working with the young people, working with the women, working with the youth, working with the elderly people. Quite recently, I was in a community identifying elderly people. Distributing rice. I have elderly women that are to my door every day.
Because you want to be lawmaker, that's what.
Not just
Watching
lawmaker.
them.
Yeah.
I'm a minister of the gospel.
Okay.
What you have is not for you. You are being blessed by God to share. And once you have it, share.
So Minister of
But you know, when you in politics, I come in Washington, when you in politics, sometimes my propaganda team push me to talk. I don't just let to talk things that I'm doing. But when you get in politics, you have to make people to know that you've been working.
Absolutely.
Right now, 4 acres of land has been allocated to the West African College for Christian Mission, Carisburg. We did that donation. When the provost came to Liberia, my name was nominated. I have 4 students in Nigeria on my scholarship. So when they went there and they wanted to award somebody in Liberia with the honorary doctorate degree, my name was nominated along with Dr. Massaquoi, Moses Massaquoi.
Yeah, so that's how you won that degree, right? That's how you got it.
Honorary doctorate degree. Yes.
Because when I was going through for information, I said,
actually graduated from a Christian Theological Seminary.
Okay,
Yes.
so the doctor is an honorary. Okay, that's good. So let me come to Madam Morris. Madam Morris and Madam Duo. Honestly, I really enjoy and I appreciate the way you guys laid everything out. But I want to ask you, Madam Morris, how well do you believe in? How well and passionate are you when it comes to education? How well? Because there's certain question I want to ask you.
Definitely, like I said to you, my last child is an engineer. And I lived in Nigeria for a little while, and then my house was referred to as Liberian Embassy. Reason there is that, the women that went to follow the ECOMOG, at times the Nigerian government come out and say they don't want foreigner in the barrack. And so they end up putting these women out of their home, out of the barrack. So the ones that got 2, 3 children, everybody, you see them coming with their load on their head. And then one day, one of the army men came, when the families come to me, they will be coming to be speaking to their family. And then one of them came and say, Mother, you feed our children. You say they go hospital again, that kind of a thing. And so taking people to school, paying school fees is part of me.
Okay.
I come home at times and then I look in my bag, then the money gone. Then I start asking myself, Jenny, how you spend the money? I spend the money not on myself,
but on people.
Yes.
Okay, so Dr. Duo here runs a school, right, Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, she runs a school. Have you been able to, in any way, support, this education project that she runs, and maybe having scholarship in her? Do you have a scholarship in her school?
No, really. Madam Water Duo school. I really don't know where it is ready.
Okay,
I really don't know.
Is it outside the district?
I really don't know because I really don't know. So I really don't want to dive into what I don't know about. But I have students on.
Yeah, okay. So I want to believe, Madam Dr. Duo, your school is in the district, right?
Yes, the school is in the district.
Where exactly?
Chikisu factory, right opposite the old Chikisu factory fence. Currently,
and what is the name of the school?
Ward Preparatory.
Oh, Ward Preparatory.
Yeah.
So she runs a school, and you believe in education. Don't you think that you could in any way support this woman who has an idea to educate, the young generation, and more besides, she has a facility, an education facility, and you believe in education? Don't you think it is a good idea, like Titi was saying, that all of you rally around and support someone, to become the next representative, particularly from a female angle? Don't you think it would be a good idea to support this your partner to be able to improve, having more scholarship, giving her the advantage to have more students enrolled, because she just talked about 200 seats, right? 200 scholarship given to students. Don't you think that is in any way a good venture to support your fellow colleague?
If Madam Duo already have 200 students on scholarship in her school, she runs a school. There are other people too in the district who needs help. Mm-hmm. So if we are going to channel all our help to Madam Water Duo simply because she's a female like me, then I don't think I'm being fair to the human race, because benefits should be for everyone, not just because you are female and I'm a female, then we'll come back and say because you are a Loma person, I'm a Loma person, or you are a Kyo person, I'm a Kyo person, then we now beginning to narrow down things. So she being a female running a school really doesn't matter. So if she have 200 people on scholarship, she's doing fine. So we should look for other people who are just coming up. And so a lot of the schools that I put my people in, they are schools that are local, and I see that these are schools that needs to be brought up. Like I had a friend, and then she had a partner. They were in a school, big school, and then they had a clash. And so when they had clash, they had to separate them. So when they separated them, unfortunately, my friend and the husband were the founder of that school. But then along the line, they were not so smart. So the other people, the other partners, rather save money on loan to them. So they were financially okay. So they succeeded in winning the case. So my friend and the husband had to start at fresh. And I withdrew my children from where they were and put them into my friend's school, making my children the first set of students in that school. Today, as I speak to you, that school is a school where they have the elementary site and they have the junior high and SAR different.
Okay.
The junior high is about 3-story building now, while where they started, just room and, classroom.
Is it in your district?
No, I'm just giving you, an experience just to tell you that I'm somebody I like to move along with people who
You like to develop
I
it.
like to be with the status ready, and that's my
The status.
Yeah,
And you think her school is not a starting point.
No, somebody that already have 200 students on scholarship. I don't think that's a school that proprietor is going to what somebody might have just started, with some 2 years, 3 years, and, or with some 50 pupils and things like that. Somebody who is just starting with 50 pupils, those kind of people, they need help. And those are the kind of places I want to channel my own help.
Okay, that's where you want to, not where you have started channeling your
But
help.
that's what I'm doing. The scholarship I'm doing.
Okay. Can you guys, the two of you, have an opportunity to ask each other a question before we go to the lines?
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have a question for her, you can ask her, and she can do the same. And then when you are both done with answering those questions, we take our callers.
Or probably if you don't, but there's a clarity you want to make, you can do that, then we get to
Okay, clarity. The scholarship that I have is not only in my school. I have 800 scholarship in my school. 10 in Buma Foundation, 10 in Glorious Pentecostal School, 5 in Murray Daycare, 2 in Liberia Institute for Medical Arts, and currently, personally, they name the midwifery department in my honor. I was a guest speaker at the program. They named the midwifery department in my honor. I have 2 students there, currently 2 females that's benefiting from the scholarship. The scholarship is not only in my school. I have 2 students in Edison High School. They will be graduating this year. They are not in my household, but the
Where
opportunity.
do you get the money from to support all of these people?
Now, I'm somebody who know how to lobby, talk to people, get around people, ask people. I'm also a caterer. So sometimes when I get contract, whatever I make from there, I save some to help people.
That is
Because-
a lot of money you spend on all of these scholarships. And so catering in one's mind cannot,
Catering, lobbying, I'm a businesswoman. I'm somebody who know how to invest. Whatever I'm doing, I try to invest to have all the time to be able to share with people.
How long have you been in business? Do you have partners outside the country?
Several partners, relatives,
Church people, right?
church people, friends, family overseas that have contributed to my foundation. Most often when I post it, I ask for assistance, they come in. And then also for my end, I love to do small things with my hands. I'm not a lazy woman. Love to work with my
Okay,
hands.
let's hear from you.
Madam Morris, is there any clarity or any question?
Because I see the way you continue to do your face when she's talking about, the things that she's doing. So is there something you want to ask her or you want to make clarity?
Well, really, like so they asked me how many people do you have in the district. I really don't like to focus on the people that are wrong with me, because I think
They're your competitors.
yes, but they are not ready. They shouldn't be my issue ready. But to think that somebody is sitting beside me and telling us you got 800 people on scholarship,
In my school,
that is high.
Port Jesse government effort.
Okay, Doctor,
You don't believe that,
I think
right?
you should
I think
allow
you have your
because-
time,
yes,
Doctor, and
yes.
he has her time. So
Yes,
can we observe
yes,
that?
yes.
Go ahead, Madam Morris.
So when I hear someone say, you got 800 people on scholarship, it's mind blowing already because by God's grace, I've been blessed, to some level. But even at that level that I was blessed, I could not afford having 800 people on scholarship. Anyway, that's not my own issue.
So you think it's not possible?
That's almost a whole school, you know what I mean? Just even if we calculated 20,000 a year for student, going to 800, that's a very large amount of, money we're talking about there.
And you don't think she can have that number of people on the scholarship?
Well, I'm not here to dispute. It's left for you people and the public to actually, to do that, because I don't want to go into her credibility, because we don't want to start, attacking one another. Yes. So I don't want to really go into it. Really.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I provide that clarity, please?
Just a minute.
Now,
Yeah.
when you run a school, you have created space. The school has a space for almost 1,000 students. I started what people are waiting in school. Everybody knows it's my trademark in District 12. So I'm surprised for her to say, I don't know the school. They mean she's stranger in District 12. Because that school is my trademark. I started from math. I saw bread around. I saw wokele. I put susu. And that was how I started from math. My upbringing was not far. I didn't live with my own parents. I was sexually harassed where I live. My life was almost like I was confused. But when I started to grow, it pushed me. Because when I was 16, I graduated at the age of 16. My stepmother, peace be to her, actually pushed me to learn. Because I didn't grow up with my own parents. So that desire to kill people was always, on my mind. So when I started working in people's school, all I was ever dreaming of was to open my own school. I said, when I open my own school, when I open my own school.
And that's how you open your own
I
school.
started from mass structure.
Up to where you are now, right?
Now, yes.
You have concrete now, right?
It's concrete upstairs.
How many students do you have in your school? When you have 800 scholarships, how many students in the school? Do you have up to 1,000 plus 2,000? How many students?
No. I have 632 students.
In your school?
Currently. I open the school up and say I'm giving 800 seats to the children, 200 to the Women Network. The rest of it, they are all my old students come back. And they are paying $3,750 Liberian dollars, $10 for your uniform cloth. If I charge 20,000 Liberian dollars, you know what I'm talking about?
Do you have time? Do you find it very difficult to pay your teachers if you run almost a free school?
Not difficult, because the first thing, my life, I will live a flamboyant life.
Okay, let's leave you right there. So let's go to the lines and take a few calls on 08805 1096 514 and always
6 is the number to call.
080514096 are the numbers to call. Please don't call my private numbers, because I will certainly not take your calls. We're going strictly to the lines. Good evening. District number 12. Good evening. Okay, we lost that person.
Call us on 080514096 and you'll be live on Open Conversation.
Good evening.
Hello, how are you?
Go ahead, sir. Your name and where you call from.
Well, thank you. My name is James Kennedy, and I phone to you from Chicken Factory, Community District 12.
Go ahead, quickly.
Well, I want to say thank you for the opportunity, and I want to extend my thanks to your studio guests and the entire team members. And I listened to the two ladies in studio. I want to tell them thank you for mustering the courage to contest. However, my attention is drawn to Madam Duo, who says a lot of things from Chicken Factory that she got over 800 students and so on scholarship. I think I'm aware of her workings in District 12. And this is a lady who even organized the women network she's talking about. And then she put people at the forefront and then hide behind. There's a lady called Lucy, who she called the president of the women network. Now Lucy goes around and then write other aspiring and so on and say that they should come and support the women network. So it amazed me. It amazed me to hear that Madam Duo is the one who organized that women network today. So many they are just scheming on people. So these kind of people, I don't think we can trust them with our leadership.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening, Titi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ma, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Titi, there is my Rita Doe, the started for Chicken Soup Factory.
Let's hear you.
Titi.
Oh, you're in Chicken Soup Factory. Are your people here today? Mm-hmm.
Titi. People say politicians can lie, but today I get to know that politicians can really lie.
Oh.
Like that lady they call Water Duo. All that thing I was not talking are so lies. Even the network that woman is talking about. That woman used a chair coming right in front of me. There's a school here, there's a church where they call testimony. That woman tell I get to captain. Chicken Soup Factory people that are Joseph is coming in Chicken Soup Factory. All women group, they should call that people need that and submit it. People, I have a good deal with seeing that of that woman. First, we are. I have a women group, yellow group, they call disturbing women. And I have women of state. You know, every year we share.
So what are you talking about? We talk, go to the point.
Go to the point, man.
Tell you that that woman is lying. People want to come to the group that she's talking about women now. There's a third group that she destroyed a lot of people that just going to get people need that.
So your people not getting loan?
She don't get not answer, but she using her name.
For your people getting the money?
It's a fake.
Okay, Mario.
Okay, sure, respond to that. Sure, respond to that. Good evening.
All right,
Good
Ma,
evening.
she will respond to that question.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Yes. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Lucy Jerez, the president for Women Network for Empowerment of District 12.
Go ahead, madam.
Yeah. Actually, even surprised the caller that just left the line. Yeah, she left me 2 days ago. The group that she's talking about is switching out of women of faith. I gave them loan. We have the document attached, 3 signatures today. Now, let me get to my point here.
How do we get that?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
How will you convince the people about the document? Because these things need to be clarified.
We have, for every group that we get loan, we have 3 signatures with their contacts.
How much did you give her group? How much did you give her group?
I gave her group 20,000 Liberian dollars.
For what?
As loan. After every 2 months, they pay 5% only. Now the money. 5%.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, that network group, we have 84 group that is connected to the network. 84 active group that contains 164 levels. Now, the 84 group are succeeded in getting 64 groups loans in recent times. Now, so the issue of Manatu, actually, since the figure of the network, she's one of the founding members of the network. In fact, it was based upon that Georgia issue that was next to the network of District 12. But we started with the network of Chicken Soup Factory. So, the first money I received in my account. Hello?
The money in your account, eh?
Yes, the first money that I received in my account was Molotov, who gave the 300,000. That's the time she stopped us from going to the government because we were keep saving us when we lose 120,000 LD.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it's okay now. It's okay. Good evening. Hey, this is all that money we move today. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, I think you're not ready yet. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Alpha BTS speaking from district number 12.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to contribute to the
Reverend, that's why you
Reverend, that's why you call. Go ahead.
Okay. I think the 2 ladies at the staying there with you, they are doing well. We must be able to rally our support to the women. It's not about who is coming from whatever direction, but I think the ladies are just called to rebuke what to do. I think she was in the wrong, even though that our constitutional right on freedom of speech. But I think she should be one of those to encourage women taking part in the kind of national endeavor for women representation at the House of Parliament.
Okay.
And for us as people, our organization is there to support women representation, and we are going full blast to support all women.
So you will not support all women. You will support one woman in your district. So who you supporting in your district?
All women to take, especially those that are registered.
Who are you supporting in your district, Reverend Pastor?
Yeah.
Who are you supporting?
Who am I supporting? There's no specific woman for now.
Madam Dua is a pastor. You're a pastor. Good evening.
Oh
no,
Rita.
No, Marita, we can't do it like that. Yeah.
Rita, beg you.
Good evening.
Let's hear from other people. Yeah, you had your time. Hello.
Good evening. Go ahead, sir. What's your name? Where you call from?
I'm Shadrach calling from Chile Factory.
Go ahead, Shadrach.
It kind of was surprising me to see or to hear somebody that Maurito who is noted to be a liar.
Shadrach, we will not take that. We don't do that. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Mom. How you doing? What's your name? Where you call from?
Okay, my name is Sarah. We are calling from District 12.
Go ahead, Favor.
First, I want to say thank you to our everyday guests. And second, I want to say congratulations in advance to our incoming representative of district number 12. And it's impressive of Honorable Tino Watadu. And I also want to say the two persons are perfect, the educated two persons are perfect.
Oh, okay. There you go again, too. Yeah.
Look,
there you go.
Look, if you people want to call here and just, talk back to people, then we'll not give you an opportunity. If you want, go to the point. Just say what you want to say about what the candidates in studio have said. You don't have to go back to what another person called and talked about. It's none of your business. Please.
And I think, please, when you call, don't use any bad words. We'll not take that. Calling people liars and all of that. We'll not take that. Good evening. Hello. The lines are jamming, so they're embarrassing. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. What's your name? Where you call from? Good evening. You are live.
Okay, I'm Shadrach Brown, representing the candidate of District 15.
Shadrach Brown. Representing.
Go ahead. Let's hear it, sir.
Yeah. I called to give a little contribution. The system is people that in the studio.
Yeah.
She said two things that really confused me. She said she been in the gospel for 30 years. And I want to know her age at this point. And she graduated from school at the age of 16, that one. Mm-hmm. The next thing that my attention brought to, she said first she had a school of 200 students. Later it went to 630 students. And she gave 800% scholarship in her school. And how can that be? You understand? A confusion thing as well.
Okay, thank you. She'll respond to that. Good evening.
A pleasant good evening to you. This is the voice of activism Ambassador Jeremiah Tito Kuko.
Okay, activism Ambassador. Go ahead.
Yeah, I listen to the studio. Let me first appreciate for the investigation this evening. But my question goes to the Reverend Watadu.
I see.
She made a statement. She said she brought a women's group together. And then on the flip side, she justified of being induced whenever their eyes that they should come together to form a formidable force, a winning group of industry poor. So how can she reconcile the both? What prompted her to bring the winning group together instead of giving them head or scatter?
Okay, thank you. Good evening. Madam, I have taken the questions. Yes, good evening.
Hello?
Yes.
What is it?
Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
My name is Andrew Lever Wilson, and I do join for the Super Party community.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I listen to
Andrew, are you far away from your phone? Andrew, you called on a serious program, sir. Zero 514-096. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Oh, you see that again. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
Hello?
Go ahead, sir. Oh, God.
Something wrong with that.
I think we'll leave it there. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
So go ahead. What's your name and where you call from?
My name is Simon Kennedy. I'm calling on station number 12, Chickens and Singapore Estate.
Go ahead, sir.
I just want to say kudos to our speaker guests and our next incoming representative, Janet Esther Morris. I want to tell thank you for deliberation. She spoke well. I want to say congratulations to her in advance. I wish her well. And come to October 10, I'm going to make sure she becomes representative of district number 12. I thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah.
So what's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, good evening. This is the Anton Bapu District for the movement for We Are One Round Chairman.
Okay.
Yeah, let me say good evening to our speaker guests. Let me firstly apologize on behalf of one of our mother on the response and defending Mother Orita Do. I think Mother Do, while we are talking to our young people not to go to rock, we ourselves should not do that. And to the two, I think they are certain that as grass is almost like the drink of President Weah. But I am calling them that if any of them elected, that they go in your house there and support the situation and what that is support that has already passed properly and let Nigerians benefit from those things. Thank you.
Your final caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I want to say thank you to our studio guests for their deliberation as it relates to being a representative of Jesus Christ District 12. And now, what one of the people have shared, shall share it all. You know, people are getting complicated as it relates to the 800 scholarships she talked about.
Okay, please, she will clarify. Thank you. Yeah.
You don't need to talk for her. So let's leave it at that, Honorable Do. I think you got most of the punches.
I'll tell you.
So let's hear you.
You know, it's so good when everybody want to say something about you. Then you know you're making mark. So I'm so grateful. Let me go back. He asked about my age. I was born April 28, 1973. I'm a beautiful 50 years old woman. So I've been preaching the gospel for 30 years. I graduated at the age of 16. So from 16 to 20, you have 4 years in between. I got married at the age of 20. And I'm still married to the same person. We have 3 biological children. So maybe you are not listening from the beginning, but I'm 50 years old. Secondly, you didn't get me. I said I gave 200 scholarships to the Women Network. The Women Network, I gave them 200 scholarships to add on the current students that I already have in World Preparatory School. And the next thing we talk about is the Women Network for Empowerment as a scheming group. Well, next week, Saturday, the 19th, I think the schemers will appear to endorse me. Because
so I think the person had a point.
Yeah.
I want you to address that. Her concern was that I think her or his concern was that you are the one behind this, but you're always in the back, and you put another person in front to go
To solicit.
to solicit funding from other people, and you've come now to own up to it at this time because you want leadership, and that person believes that you have not been sincere.
May 15, was a launching program. I was openly introduced as the speaker of the Women Network.
May 15.
May 15, this May 15, it was a launching of the District 12 Women Network for Empowerment, because we started first as Chickasaw Factory Women Network. But then when we opened the group up,
Who was heading the group when it was Chicken Soup Factory Women Network?
because of my schedule, I had Lucy Davis as the one heading the group as Women Network. The
So
group
at
did
the
not-
time, you
the-
had not introduced yourself as the head. So Lucy was the one running the group and soliciting money from,
Lucy did not get a dime for any group.
okay.
The first program we ever had, I have the photos in my phone, was May 15. It was the
So when it was Chicken Soup Factory,
Yeah.
a women group,
Yeah.
how was it operating?
it was operating in this form and manner, and this is how we have been operating. We go in the community, lobby, talk to women. It's about time that we come together. You need protection for your group, because wherever you are not, you just like Susu group, somebody can take 20,000 and run away. You'll not even be able to get anything out of the person. So we need to come together, have a network that will protect each other. We don't want women carry your friend to police station for 10,000, 5,000. We step in, solve the problem, because at times so many people will take loan and pay their children's school fee. They will not be able to generate the money. So let's be there for each other. Access Bank or interest rate is 26%. So women fled the community because they took Access Bank money. So when I came in, I said, Lucy was operating unique women. So I met with her, I saw her potential, I said we can work together. But for me, I want you to help. Let's put this group together, get around, and let's see how best we put the Chicken Soup Factory women together. That was how we put the Chicken Soup Factory women
But you
together.
had an intention to run.
I contested 2017. I contested 2011. I'm not strange to politics in District 12. That's the reason why I didn't want to be the president. Because I said, once I put my face, they said that politics business, she put it women together.
Still, you put your face.
No, my face came up on May 14. May
Those
15.
elections.
That was it. That's when people got to know that I was even part of this institution. That's how people got to know that I was part. But this institution.
Interest base.
Yeah.
Interest base.
Yes. I will say to you here today, when you organize people, because there is a tendency that brain people have. Once an organization is started, the first thing the thing is they're putting the women together because of politics. So I wanted the women to know that it was not because of politics. It was because we wanted them to be united, stay for each other, have a sister to sister bond. So when the women started standing up during the program of the launching, it was when Lucy openly announced that the spokesperson of this group is Madam Duo.
To build your momentum, your political momentum.
Yes, because women have to support their friend politically. When we feeling paying low, what the next thing?
To
We need to empower another. We need empowerment is not empowerment is not only like cash. We can empower somebody.
We have to enter that. We have to enter that.
So,
So, Madam Morris, you listen to the call.
Have you ended? Have you ended? Because
is that my party comment?
yeah, you're
Just
putting
give a
under
parting-
30 seconds.
30
your
seconds,
parting.
yes.
Okay. Thanks to all the wonderful callers that had the opportunity to go through. There is a clear indication that the District has fallen in the hands of a mighty woman. Come October 10, all my supporters stay up. Chicken Soup Factory, Saturday. We are marching from the beginning to the end. Next week, the 19th, 4,000 women will be endorsing me. If politics must be played, get involved. Don't stay on the fence. Join the winning team, Team Duo, all the way. Chicken Soup Factory, all the way.
Let's hear
God
from
bless.
Morris.
Thank you, Madam Morris.
Okay, thank you to District 12. Thank you to the people of Maserado. Thank you to Liberia. And I want to say thank you to you people who gave us this privilege to be here, for people to be able to listen to us and, evaluate who they will want. We don't want to make politics to sound so complicated, and jamming, I'm kind of like confused even in my seat, because it's kind of like making me to feel somehow. When we say we are coming into politics, we should come. We are not perfect, but let us try to be a bit, clear. You know, because politics is, yeah, they say politicians lie, they do this, they do that. But for me, I am coming. I'm coming to you just as I am. I am not here to tell you what I am not. I live in District 12. I have lived in District 12. I do not live in Bonneville Estate. I do not live in New Georgia Estate. I live in District 12 for all my years. Okay, and that's where I am. Whatever I say I am, go and check it out. You will have a clear cut that what I have said is it. What I have not done, I will not tell you I have done it. And so with that in mind, that is what I want to take to the people of District 12. We're not faking anything. We're not jamming anything. We are coming to you raw, clear. We're not coming to come and start putting your finances together and making things to be working in some other ways. Please trust me. I tell the people of District 12, just try me, test me. And I went somewhere and they asked me, you say you will do this, you will do this. Can you put, if we put it in writing, are you ready to sign it? I said, yes, why not? Because I know I am genuine. So whatever you want me to sign as an MOU or whatever, bring it up and we go into it. And so that is really my pattern statement to the people of District 12. I want you to really trust me. I am telling you from the bottom of my heart, I am not a pastor, but I am a God-fearing woman. And I'm telling you that your finances will be secure. Your development will have a leader. Whatever you say I should do is definitely what I am going to do for the people of District 12. Thank you so much.
And so before you guys leave, the most important thing before she closes the show, because we're already out of time, this is an exchange of ideas. It's not, an emotionally driven program. It's about how you discuss the issues with your district, not personal attacks and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's about platform driven, and it must come with some level of responsibility. So even to all of those that are listening and those people that will bring on our platform, it's not about certain personal issues. It must be about platform driven and district issue. So we wanted to use this time to say thank you for honoring our invitation, and we look forward to more. This will not be your first time coming here. We look forward to having more of these conversations. On this note, this is how I'll leave you guys.
Madam Duo, Madam Morris, thank you so much for taking up your time to sit with us this evening on Open Conversation, and we wish you all the best as you go to elections on October 10. And I'll just like to read this press statement that is coming out of the We Are Taylor campaign team. I don't know what's happening to my eyes right now. There's a release that says the attention of the We Are Taylor 2023 National Campaign Committee has been drawn to false claims by the Unity Party, which were contained in a press release published on Thursday, August 10, stating that partisans of the Coalition for Democratic Change disrupted activities of the Unity Party near the UP's campaign office in Airfield, Cinco, Monrovia. The We Are Taylor 2023 Campaign Committee wishes to clarify that the CDC's ongoing district engagements of its standard bearer and vice standard bearer, which were continuing on Thursday in District Number 9 and 10 of Montserrat County, had been pre-announced a week ago on various national media platforms. The CDC also communicated its key campaign dates to the National Elections Commission. In spite of the prior announcement, the We Are Taylor 2023 Campaign Committee, recognizing that the Unity Party was seeking to provoke violence by deliberately ignoring the CDC's prevailing campaign schedule by going ahead to plan their own event on the same day, decided to postpone the pre-scheduled start of activities in District Number 9 for more than 4 hours to avoid any conflict with UP partisans who had announced a press conference for 10 a.m. on Thursday. As a consequence of the irresponsible and violent actions of the Unity Party, partisans of the Coalition for Democratic Change were brutalized by the Unity Party partisans during today's activities. The We Are Taylor 2023 Campaign Committee therefore calls the attention of the National Elections Commission, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, the Office of ECOWAS representative, and other well-meaning international partners to this flagrant provocation from the Unity Party, and urges their timely intervention to avert further reoccurrence. The We Are Taylor 2023 Campaign Committee reassures its many supporters, partisans, well-wishers, and ordinary Liberians that it will always remain peaceful and that it is committed to upholding the law and the tenets of the Farmington Declaration. This is signed by the National Campaign spokesperson, Councillor Kanyo Bagbala. I just wanted to read this out, and this is how we're going to leave you tonight on Open Conversation. Join us tomorrow evening for another edition. Have a pleasant evening.
The announcement tomorrow.
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You follow back and